Governor Soludo approves 60% quarter of MAC for teachers recruitment. Anambra State revised budget scale second reading in State Assembly. President Buhari urges UK, EU countries to invest in Nigeria-America gas pipeline project. Powerful earthquake hits Afghanistan, leaving 280 dead. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Chidima Orangwa. Following the conclusion of the second phase of last Saturday's computer-based test for the recruitment of teachers, the Anambra State Executive Council ANSEC has approved the 60% as the cut-off mark. The Commissioner for Information, Sepong, also stated this in a post-ANSEC release made available to media. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana filed in this report, taken from her.
Commissioner Nwosu said that the names of successful candidates cannot be released immediately because the results will be segmented into secondary school on one hand and primary school on the other hand. Sapor revealed that afterwards the candidates will be segmented into sciences and arts for secondary schools and into subjects for primary schools, stressing that government is determined to provide qualified teachers for Anambra public schools. He commended Anambra for volunteering timely information to security agencies in the efforts of the Governor Chukwuma Soludo-led administration to tackle insecurity. Part of the release reads, "The success of our security agencies is attributable to the greater inflow of intelligence from Anambra, who have taken advantage of the confidential security numbers provided by governments." Commissioner Nwosu said, convinced that these bandits are out to destroy their livelihood and take away their happiness, Anambra had come out of their cocoon to call the dedicated numbers to give precise information that have guided security agencies. According to him, government is urging Anambra to continue to say something if they see something, because the enemy is not yet completely chased away, stressing that as the light of the nation, Anambra will not succumb to darkness. The commissioner also said that the issue of traffic gridlock at the bridgehead and in other parts of the state were also raised at the ANSEC meeting, pointing out that to ensure that the traffic gridlock on the Anambra side of the Niger Bridge is opened up, government will direct security agencies to discontinue the stop and search on Anambra State side of the bridge. He revealed that park administrators have been appointed to motor parks in the state, stressing that their job is to manage parks and not to collect money, reiterating once again that Aboro has been banned in Anambra State.
Thank God you and I know we have a governor that is steep for details. This particular item took us 2 hours because we wanted to examine it from all ramifications. The first is to identify the problems, then of course begin to look at consequences for those who will default. It's not as if there is no law or there are no laws for violators of traffic. The laws are there. But the point is that somehow, for some time, government has been kind of sedated. Nobody picks up anybody, nobody prosecutes anybody. And you know when you look the other way, these people take it for granted that that's the way driving is supposed to be in Anambra State. But we have a governor that now says, enough is enough.
Anambra State 2022 revised budget of about 170 billion naira has scaled second reading in the Anambra State House of Assembly during plenary yesterday after heated debate. Over now to House of Assembly correspondent Chukwuemeka Modelim for details.
According to the majority leader, Dr. Nnamdi Okafor, who has read the revised budget, it will see to the construction of about 200 kilometers of roads across the state and massive development of other sectors when passed into law.
Urgent national importance that was just moved today. Some of the roads have been cut off. And a lot of roads need to be constructed in this idea state, in addition to the ones that will need to be repaired. Mr. Speaker, that is why this new administration, headed by Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, has budgeted heavily for road construction.
In their separate remarks, the Deputy Speaker, Dr. Pascal Abodike, and the member representing Orumba South constituency, Honorable Emanwafo, expressed optimism that the revised budget will meet the major needs of Ndi Anambra and guarantee the realization of Governor Chukwuma Soludo's vision for the state.
Speaker, I have the mandate of my people to support the second reading of this bill, and also to applaud Mr. Governor for voting a very huge sum, unlike what we have seen before on road construction in Anambra State. I give him kudos to that.
The Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Uche Okafor, who assured that the revised budget will be thoroughly scrutinized by the House to ensure a realistic budget, read out the budget for the second time, while the legislators supported it through a voice vote.
Anambra State Revised Appropriation Bill 2022, a bill for a law to provide for the sum of 169,621,744,131 naira for services of the government of Anambra State of Nigeria for the year ending 31st December 2022 and for related purposes. Those who support that this bill passes the second reading say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Also at the plenary, the House invited the Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, on Thursday this week to clarify the issues pertaining to disengagement of PTA teachers recruited by the previous administration and also the entire process of teachers' recruitment exercise. The House also invited heads of all local government administration together with their accountants on Thursday this week and asked them to come with revenue documents accrued to their local government from FAC, internally generated revenue documents, all bank statements, and all expenditures from March 2022 till date. From the State House of Assembly, it's been Chukwuemeka Modelim, ABS News.
The Archbishop Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, has challenged fathers to live up to their responsibilities of fatherhood and contribute to the development of their families and society at large. Most Reverend Ibezim, he is also the Bishop Diocese of Awka Anglican Communion, stated this in a sermon at the Cathedral Church of St. Faith, Awka, while celebrating Father's Sunday, which has its theme as Christian Men Are Prayer Warriors. Amaka Chibuzokoye has details.
Archbishop Ibezim maintained that a man should stand firm, be spiritually alert, and take charge of affairs to be able to tackle life challenges. Most Reverend Ibezim lamented that the society has been held hostage by insecurity and uncertainties, urging fathers to nurture and raise up families that are rooted in God so as to have a better society. The prelate urged them to love their wives and exhibit good character and attitude in order to be model to younger people, as well as pray without ceasing, as in the life of biblical Daniel, and most importantly, be united with their families.
God created you in order to be a success, to succeed as a father, to succeed as the head of your family, to succeed as the spiritual head of your family. You should pray always, lifting up holy hands.
On his part, the state chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Dr. Odogu Emeka Odogu, described fathers as disciplinarians and pillars on which a family stands, and advised fathers to champion the cause of children to grow into useful citizens. Dr. Odogu called for concerted efforts to end youth restiveness and social vices among youths.
The traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwe Benneth Emeka, has called on women to get their permanent voter cards (PVC) ready so as to participate in the 2023 general elections and vote in capable leaders who can efficiently deliver a suspected. Igwe Emeka made the call during the commissioning of a one-story gigantic hall built by Oluokala Umueri at home and in the diaspora. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibota reports.
Speaking after performing the ceremony, the Umueri monarch noted that the nation is challenged by poor representation, which has resulted to an insecure society. With their PVCs, they will wash away prejudice and high-handed representatives. He appealed to the women to keep eyes on their children, as the community will not tolerate any form of antisocial behavior, warning that any child seen disturbing the peace of the town will be severely punished. Commending Oluokala Umueri, led by Mrs. Philomena Okoye, for completing the project, Igwe Emeka urged them to keep up the unity of purpose that has been in existence among them, adding that the project is a welcome development.
The project at all that the women or even the men folk is doing, I try to identify with it in terms of financial contributions. And in this case, in this particular case, not only that I contributed financially, I was also involved in the construction.
The chairperson of Oluokala Umueri, Mrs. Okoye, in a welcome speech said the project was necessary because the Oluokala has no place of their own to hold events, while pointing out that the hall will generate more income for the women and serve as multi-purpose center.
The last project, we have other things to do.
The chairperson on the occasion and President General of the town, Chief Johnny Meschie, represented by Chief Ngozi Okoye, commended the women for putting up the structure, even as he advised them to always monitor the whereabouts of their young daughters and never to allow them stay alone with males. In their separate speeches, Chief Lawrence Anikbe and Chief Christian Ezenwoke lauded the role of the women in the development of the town, while urging them to keep respecting their husbands and promoting the goals and objectives of the Oluokala Umueri. Umueri cabinet chiefs and people from various walks of life attended the ceremony. Members of Oluokala Umueri are married women in the town. From Umueri, this is Emmanuel Chibota reporting for ABS News.
A concerned youth from Obunka community in Orumba South local government area, Mr. Obinna Emeribe, has cautioned people against selling of votes. Mr. Emeribe gave the advice while speaking with the press in Obunka. Queen Anibogo has details.
He emphasized that vote selling is a crime, and if Nigerians continue to sell their votes, they will never get governance right. While noting that the poor masses are at the receiving end of bad governance, Mr. Emeribe pointed out people's readiness to take back governance through their votes in the forthcoming general elections.
Honestly speaking, I think the Nigerian youth have they have great feeling and compassion towards the election to come, in the sense that the Nigerian youth now believe that their vote is going to count based on the credibility of INEC and also the Nigerian youth, the president of the National Assembly, to do the needful concerning the electronic transmission of results. The electronic transmission of results now is going to bring sanity in our electoral process, in the sense that our vote must count.
Another youth from the Eziago community, also in Orumba South local government area, Mr. Ifeanyi Chukwu Okafo, said that the nation's polity is now changing from money politics to competency, noting that Nigerian youths are out to elect competent candidates for quality representation.
Political money endorsement has been in the system of Nigerian politics earlier before now. But it is time to change the narratives of our people. Olumba Rebirth Group has come to change the narratives. We are not interested in your money. We are not interested in whatever inducement you are willing to give to the youth. But our concern is to get a competent representative in all aspects of position.
For Mrs. Chijioke Ebosie, getting the right people into government is very critical in solving Nigeria's numerous problems.
We have been trying our best by calling those women to local government, INEC office to get their PVC. So I'm advising them more to go and get their PVC. Anywhere, if it is hard on them, they should call somebody like me. I'm capable to take them to the INEC office and make sure they get their temporary one till the permanent one comes out.
Queen Anebogo, ABS News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has stressed the need for a long-term partnership between Nigeria and the UK, as well as the European Union (EU) on green energy policy. The president, who made the call in an interview session with the UK, said the UK and EU countries should invest in the planned 4,000-kilometer pipeline meant to bring Nigerian gas, the largest reserves in Africa, via Morocco, then onto Europe. He expressed the hope that the gas pipeline project, when completed, will help to address gas supply crisis in Europe. He further explained that the gas pipeline project connecting Nigeria to Europe, which was conceived 4 years ago, had since been unveiled. The immediate past representative of Anambra Central in the Red Chambers of the National Assembly, Senator Victor Ume, has re-echoed his passion towards the actualization of a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction in the 2023 general election. Senator Ume, who is seeking to return to the Red Chambers under Labour Party ticket, made this known during the NUJ 2023 Election Committee Interactive Section held at the press conference Oka. He decried the inability of their major political parties to zone the presidency to the southeast, declaring it as a gross marginalization. Correspondent Sela Ibuka was there and filed on this report.
The NUJ Interactive Section, which is aimed at giving political office seekers a platform to air their views and candidacy, afforded the aspiring senator the opportunity to publicize his manifesto. Senator Ume explained that his change of political platform was a demonstration of his commitment towards the realization of the agenda of an Igbo president for equity, fairness, and justice, and vowed to use his vast political network and followership to ensure its actualization. He presented his scorecard during his last representation at the 8th Senate, where according to him, he was an outstanding voice for the Southeast, pledging to do more if elected. He said that coupled with the already garnered spread of the Labour Party, the emergence of Mr. Peter Obi and his acceptability as its presidential flag bearer has skyrocketed the popularity of the party, and assured that with heavyweights like him, the Labour Party will be the party to beat. He pleaded with journalists to be objective and truthful in their reportage.
Arguing against a lot of things being done in Nigeria, they see it, because when you tell someone the truth, you may not like it, but you know that you told them the truth. So we need people who can go there, whether it's referendum or restructuring, anything that will make Nigeria function better and work should be pursued in the parliament. It's not about patching roads, grading of roads. No. The structural arrangement of Nigeria is key to the problems we have. They are foundational.
The state chairman of Labour Party, Comrade Luke Eze-Anakwasa, in a brief remark, said that the party encompasses all the workforce, including journalists, and urged them to join hands in ensuring that Nigerians are saved from the current hardship by contributing their quota through mass mobilization.
And we see that Labour Party has those structures. You are part of the Labour Party. All of you are part of the Labour Party. All we are saying is, let us come together and make to be president of this country. We will all benefit. P2P for what he stands for. It's not his own personal gain he is standing for. He is for Nigeria. His slogan is, let us take back Nigeria.
Earlier in his remarks, The NUJ State Chairman, Dr. Emeka Odogwu, welcomed him to the session and reiterated the willingness of the union to help the candidates disseminate the message of their manifestos to the public.
One thing we want to reassure you is that this NUJ is your family. And we have known you in the last 20 years. We know your antecedents. And you are not just coming to address NUJ members, but you are coming to see your friends.
The chairman, NUJ 2023 Election Committee, Comrade Stanley Onunkwo, used the occasion to pledge that journalists will uphold the tenets of the profession. From the NUJ headquarters in Oka, I am Stella Ibuka, reporting for ABS News.
And on the foreign report says a powerful earthquake has killed at least 280 people and left scores injured in Afghanistan. Pictures show landslides and ruined homes in eastern Paktika province, while rescuers are scrambling to treat the injured. In remote areas, helicopters have been ferrying victims to hospitals. The local news agency said the death toll was likely to rise, adding that more than 600 people were injured. The quake struck about 44 kilometers from the southeastern city of Khost shortly after 1:30 local time. Taliban officials have called for aid agencies to rush to the affected areas in the nation's east. And that's just about it on the news this morning. But before we go, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points again. Governor Soludo has approved a 60% cut-off mark for teachers' recruitment. Anambra State revised budget has scaled the second reading in State Assembly. President Buhari has urged the UK EU countries to invest in Nigeria-America gas pipeline project. And we also told you that a powerful earthquake has hit Afghanistan, leaving 280 people dead. Here's the special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround the maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news this morning. Many thanks for joining. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Good morning.